We call this regular meeting, special meeting, June the 30th, 2026, 6 p.m. Call to order. We do have a certification of a quorum. At this time, we'd like to pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor and protect the flag. Pledge allegiance to the one state and indivisible.
Our Father in heaven, we thank you for joining us this evening on a Tuesday evening. We have one agenda item, Father, and it is one of much interest. And so we just ask that as we go through this, that you be present with us. We do understand that there are three hopefuls and there's only one that can be awarded. So in all of this, Father, I just ask that we keep in mind in our heart as councilmen, as city staff, as people in the public here, that business is business, and we ask you to give us wisdom as we make decisions to do that. Bless this community, bless the El Campo. I continue to ask you to shower us with abundance. You said you came to give us life and to give us an abundant life, and for health and for strength and for safe travels as we leave this place. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. This time we'll move into item number 4, public comments. This time, any person with city-related business not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the city council in compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. City council is limited to making a statement of specific factual information in response to the inquiry or reciting existing policy, but may not discuss, deliberate, or take any action for any item. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. The issue may be placed on a future agenda for consideration. We have quite a few public comments. We're gonna call you up one by one. If you could approach the podium, state your name and your address, and we will be limited to 3 minutes. So, at this time, I'd like to call on Lawrence Brown Jr. Approach the podium.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. My name is Lawrence Brown, and I live at 4101 FM 1163 El Campo. For a long time, I've been the closest resident neighbor to the landfill main gate. I saw in the June 27th Wharton County Leader Journal that one of the sticking points in your decision was the number of days that the Citizens Collection Station would be open. Many a time it's been in the paper about city council talking about cleaning up the city. From my view, I continually see people hauling trash off, which is what council wants, only to find the landfill closed. Then they drive back with their load or find a place to dump it on the road. Our area gets mattresses, furniture, brush, bags of trash, couches, tires, just about anything you would want dumped in the road ditches. They even back into fields and dump stuff. One time they opened gates and dumped a load of tires in a pasture. One big trash dump happened last October 20th on a Monday. I was shredding a pasture and I saw a pickup with a trailer loaded with debris going slow down County Road 310 toward the landfill. My thought was, this does not look good. Later, when I left the field, I found debris thrown in the road ditch of FM 1163 for about a quarter mile. I called the sheriff's office and a deputy came out the next morning, and we walked the entire length looking at the debris but did not find a name or address. The debris included 2 sinks, ceiling fan, carpet, sheetrock, new gray flooring scrap pieces, window blinds, and other miscellaneous construction trash. A few days later, the highway department came out with a crew to clean it up. Setup was 3 pieces of equipment and 4 workers. Cleanup was 5 pieces of equipment, 7 workers. They had to do a 1-lane road with a pilot car. Took them half a day plus to clean it up. Do you think that cost us, the taxpayers, a few pennies to clean up that mess? I wonder if the landfill had been open, maybe it would have not occurred. I would like to give a big thank you to Precinct 3 Stephen Getch's crew, the county van and trailer, and to the Wharton, Texas Highway Department office for all the cleaning up they do on the county roads and FM 1163 in our area. They're constantly cleaning up something. I believe if the collection station was open more days a week, that there would be less dumping on the roads in our area. Be a good neighbor and be open more days. One little more tidbit. Google Earth has the, quote, waste collection of Texas, El Campo, on the third curve of FM 1163, about 1.5 miles south of its actual location. I see people headed south with a load, and pretty soon here they come back looking for it. It would be nice if somebody with the powers to be could fix that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Next up, Javier Solache.
Good evening, council, city manager, mayor. My name is Xavier Solache. I am representing GFL today. I've been with GFL for 9 years, overseeing the operations from Bay City Hauling. I kind of been hiding in the weeds and waiting for this moment to kind of see what was discussed and all that, but just want to give key points of what we have to offer as well. All our contracts are on the third term of the 5-year contract. That does not happen if you don't provide great service. It's just plain and simple. Other things is we have, as a big company, we have 26 states. I could get employees if something, God forbid, happens to equipment, employees. I could have employees here, drivers, trucks from 26 other states tomorrow. Like, just, I mean, we get it done. And that's kind of the resources that, thank God, we have. So just kind of being knowledgeable of the area. Unnamed wind events, been through it, done it, you name it. Hurricanes, that's gonna back you up for weeks, months if you don't have the right equipment, if you don't have the extra resources to pull from. I mean, it's paramount to have that resource to be able to pull immediately. And we have cities from 350 homes right now, from Bay City all the way to 6,000, which is, Bay City's our biggest contract in this area. We have Warren as well with 2,500 homes, and the city of Eagle Lake, 2,200 homes. So all those cities and resources right now are from Bay City Hauling. Other thing I want to make a point is, I'm not sure who made a comment about local hiring. We would love to make local hiring. That's what we go for, but there's kind of like in baseball, there's a hidden rule, right? You don't go and poach the industry. So yeah, we cannot say, yeah, we're gonna hire TDS employees with respect. We kind of, it's a hidden rule that we don't go out and poach. Yeah, we would love to have local employees by all means, but we cannot openly say, oh yes, I'm gonna go after TDS employees. So I just wanna make that point very clear that yes, whoever's qualified and willing to come work for us, we'd be more than happy to employ them. So community, I know we're a big company, we're not local, but we kind of have the autonomy to work as a local site. We're real big in the community. We have Full Circle Project, which is a big program that allows us to do donations. Just to give you an example, this past year we donated $7,500 to the Love of Animals in Bay City. Yes, local charity, local shelters, $5,000 for Shop with a Cop in Bay City. It's a huge deal. We have kids that go out and shop with a cop, law enforcement. We're real big on law enforcement, so that's just another point I wanted to make. Also as well, Chamber of Commerce, we did go ahead and join. Although we don't have it here yet, we would like to be a bigger part of the community, get the contract or not get the contract. So I appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you.
Next up, Jamel Ween.
Good evening, council, mayor. Just give you
little background about myself. I'm an operation manager for TWS. My experience started off as a thrower on back of the trash truck, worked my way up as a supervisor, operation manager. I managed the city of Warden through Harvey, the local trash company. You get like excellent service. Like you can call right away, 1-800 numbers. Most big companies have 1-800 number. You can call us straight up. We'll come. So December 25th, prime example, we had a freezer went out here in local HEB. HEB called Chris. Chris called me. They couldn't get a hold of TDS, and we had to deliver a dumpster because they had to get rid of the meat out the freezer. Um, Another thing, I'm an old school guy, so like one trash truck, rear loader, pick up everything. That's what I believe in. If you see it, pick it up. Um, that's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, Anthony Collins, please.
I'm Anthony Collins, 1208 Karen Street. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with this evening to you guys and ladies. My name is Anthony Collins. I am one of the owners of EA Collins & Sons, a local company that has been in El Campo for 94 years. I want to remind you how small companies like EA Collins & Sons, Trust Waste Services, and countless others have shaped the landscape of our great community. We not only show up every day to put in a day's work, but we show up at Little League games, football games, church fundraisers, Rotary Club, Lions Club, CCA, DU, chamber functions, and others I can't even count. We do this as a wonderful, caring, and giving community. Mr. Chris Halls, the owner of Trust Waste Services, has exhibited an amazing track record of not only supporting local businesses like mine, EA Collins & Sons. They buy their fuel locally. They buy their tires locally, truck parts, welding supplies, oils and lubricants, uniforms, hats, decals, towing services, windshields, paints, accounting, and legal services. They also support the El Campo Little League, Wharton County Youth Fair, 5-Star Fair Fund, local police departments and fire departments, the FFA, Chamber of Commerce, Casa El Campo, and many others. All local businesses with local employees who all support our great community with tax dollars. Mr. Halls has the financial backing of a local bank with local employees who both support our community with tax dollars. That speaks volumes that a local bank will finance Trust Waste Services for the very important sanitation contract. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council, you have a unique opportunity this evening to award the sanitation contract to Trust Waste Services. I support Mr. Halls and Trust Waste Services. They will be an awesome example of what another small company can do for our community. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Anthony. Mark Cochran, please.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. Mark Cochran, 302 White Wing Trail. And I'm like Anthony, local owned business, second generation. Third generation is running the business pretty much now and growing that business. Same thing we see in Chris with Trust Waste Solutions here in town, growing a company that's going to be a second generation company here in town. I do business with the present trash company that's here now, but there's only a limited amount of business that comes back to the community here from them because of it being a large company. The larger companies are going to buy their fuel out of town. They're going to get their tires from out of town. They're going to get a lot of things from out of town. They're, you know, it's just the way that the operation works. Chris, just like Anthony said, buys everything here locally. I sell him tires. I do his towing. Those are the kind of business we want to support. We want to keep them here in town. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we got Kendrick Stevens.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can proceed.
As stated, my name is Kendrick Stevens. I reside at 510 Ross Street. I have over 30+ years experience in the waste industry. I'm the safety administrator for Trust Waste Solution. When moving here, I was brought here to study the geographics of your community. After 15 different acquisitions, being on 2 different floods, assisting, I understand what it takes to maintain the safety of your community. Numbers are great, but after looking at the geographic, we have 3 different rivers, one creek. Should there be a disaster, El Campo will be a retention pond. There will be no resources to come. We're already here. The information I provided for you is remaining confidential. It is structured management, a problem, solution, and risk. I am the person that you call when you have an acquisition. We don't send employees out like other companies. You bring me in to train them. You bring me in to correct your safety. You bring me in to enhance. I'm the person you call when you have a strike and have a collective bargaining agreement, such as WCA years ago, when I met Mr. Williams. I'm the person who carries it, such as Mr. Chris called me 6 months ago and wanted to get in compliance, and they are in compliance. They're in compliance with FMCSA, DOT, TCQ. I have brought them all the way up to standards. Every driver has gone through proper training. I can understand after 15 different acquisitions why the council members may be apprehensive. They're small. Absolutely. Was BFI, was Texas Pride, was not them, was TDS not small? Yes, absolutely. But with proper management and leadership, these companies grew. Chris is vibrant. He wants a home. He wants El Campo. I urge and I ask my council members, please, look beyond the numbers. I learned so much from the Lave and Baby Box. It told me how much El Campo cared about themselves in the community. Find out the current of the future garbage person. No, Mary changed that. Environmental engineer, which we are. We care for your community the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Mr. John Ely.
Hello, John Ely, 208 West Hill G.
I guess we're just talking about trash tonight, so I'll just reiterate my concern from last time is I really wish we could have a much more aggressive recycling program. I'm some kind of a, crazy person. I've been recycling now for about 15, 20 years, and I don't like to just pitch everything in the trash can. So I would just wish that y'all would, consider that. And possibly you might need to have some, I was thinking maybe you could get some inmates from the sheriff's department to watch the bins when they're there, to make sure that people can follow the instructions, because I can see that's a problem at times. It's a way you could solve that. Anyway, that's all I had to say.
All right,
Thank you.
Consider it.
thank you. Stephen Lucas.
Well, it looks like these guys got it handled pretty good, but I'll have to back their speech. Chris will be here for us, y'all. Y'all let me come to town. Complete stranger. Came to town. I'm the owner of Lost Lagoon, as anybody knows. But y'all backed us 100%, brought us to town, let us be successful. Why can't we let the local man do the same thing? He's got the power and the backing with all of us here and all the business owners that are here to back him up, to help him succeed, and I'll do the same. So, I just think that's just the right thing to do. He's ready to grow. He can't grow without our help. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Stephen. Up next, Jamar Prince.
My name is Jamar Prince. I live at 204 Waipahoe Drive, Bastrop, Texas. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and city staff. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. When evaluating proposals for a service as essential as solid waste collection, I respectfully ask that you look beyond the numbers on the first page of a bid. The lowest price today is not always the best value tomorrow. For nearly 5 years, TDS has been more than your waste hauler. We've been your partner. We've delivered reliable service day after day, responded quickly when issues arose, and continuously looked for ways to improve. In fact, many of the concerns raised over the years centered around brush collection requirements that were written into the city's contract, yet we still came to the table with solutions. We didn't simply meet the contract. We looked for ways to make it better by proposing enhancements like eliminating the requirements to tie brush, doubling the allowable collection volume, and offering residents more frequent collection opportunities. Those are meaningful improvements that directly benefit your residents. We've also invested in this community. Our trucks, equipment, carts, dumpsters, and dedicated local employees are already here, serving El Campo every day. Replacing that infrastructure isn't as simple as changing a logo on the side of a truck. It requires millions of dollars in equipment, months of preparation, and a transition that carries real risks for residents and businesses. When faced with operational challenges, we didn't walk away. We invested in customized equipment, worked through the issues, honored our pricing commitments, and remained committed to finding solutions because that's what partners do. Every company can promise great service. We don't have to because we've already proven it. We've maintained dependable operations, responded professionally to concerns, and created a true partnership with the city. Our record isn't based on projections. It's based on nearly 5 years of top-notch performance right here in El Campo. We understand that cost matters. It should, but so do reliability, accountability, local investment, and the confidence that your provider can continue delivering uninterrupted service from day one. We believe the residents and businesses of El Campo deserve a provider with a proven record and a genuine commitment to this community. Texas Disposal Systems is proud of what we've accomplished together, and we're not asking you to simply renew a contract. We're asking for the opportunity to continue earning your trust and building on a partnership that is tried and true and has served this community well. Thank you for your time and your thoughtful consideration.
Thank you. Up next, we'll get Mr. James Griffin.
Good evening. I'm James Griffin, and I live in San Antonio, Texas, but I work all across the state and spend a lot of time in El Campo. There's been a lot said here about local, and I'm, in all honesty, a little confused about that because I think that when you say local, you're referring to El Campo and not Wharton. So if local means the county, because right now PDS is the local trash company. We do have 14 employees here. 12 of them live here, 2 others live just outside, and they do that. They do the same thing that everybody's talking about. They spend their money here, they have their kids here, and they are a vital part of the community. And I'd like to talk about that staff tonight. You know, when PDS took over the contract, El Campo was not happy with their previous provider. So hiring their employees would seem like a risk. But we took that risk and we interviewed them and we found that they were really good, solid people, and all they needed was some support. So we invested in those people, we trained them, and we supported them with respect and with our family values. We are owned by one man since 1977. And these employees now have given you almost 5 years of outstanding service. And the difference was they learned the TDS way. We give them competitive wages, $0 health insurance, a 401 plan, life insurance, short and long-term disability. They have a company physician available to them 24/7. So these investments help us retain the best, most experienced employees because stable employees create stable service. We've also invested in El Campo by providing, we have 10 trucks here. That's over $3 million. Our carts are over $300,000 investment. Our dumpsters and roll-offs is another couple of $1 million. So we have invested tremendously in the city of El Campo. I received an email. Some of you are privy to that email as well from Mrs. Ann Strara. Am I pronouncing that correctly? And she said that she would like to be here tonight and talk to you, but her health is failing and she couldn't make it. But it was really interesting. I was going to read some of this, but I'm running out of time. I just want to give you one example of how our partnership with the city is. This is a picture of a big trash pile that Ms. Stark was concerned about on Montserrat Street. And Renee called me yesterday afternoon and asked me if we could help. Now, this doesn't qualify for a bulky or anything. It's basically like a vacant lot. And the front picture is what it looked like this morning. And the pictures on the back I took at 4 o'clock today. And not only did we react in 24 hours to a city problem, but we aren't charging for those roll-offs. It's going to take 3 roll-offs. There's 2 there and one's coming in the morning, and we're doing that. And the city's not having to pay for delivery, rental, hauling, or disposal. So that's what we consider a partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Last one, Mr. Jay Howard.
Mayor and Council. My name is Jay Howard with Texas Disposal Systems. Been with the company 19 years. I've worked with Courtney and Renee 5 years ago when we got to start our partnership with your city. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen this happen before. Out in the Dripping Springs area, this has been years ago, a couple years ago, there was a growing hauler who had successfully won several new contracts in a relatively short period, over about a 6-month period. Altogether, the scope of work was about half of what the total scope of work here is in El Campo. They had the equipment they needed. They were successful and respected business in the community. Their customers loved them. but the operational demands of scaling that quickly overwhelmed the company, and a little over a year later, that company was gone. Another company had tried to salvage the situation, but it also failed. It was quite a mess. Not sharing the story because I believe that it is inevitable here, but I am sharing it because rapid growth in this industry carries real operational risk. The question isn't whether someone is capable of buying the trucks and containers. That's the easy part, right? The question is whether the organization can successfully manage that level of growth while maintaining the level of service El Campo residents and businesses have become accustomed to. Every week, in addition to the over 5,000 services that we provide here, you're managing customer service, fleet maintenance, equipment failures, training, vacation leave, missed pickups. The list goes on and on and on. And again, the hard part is not buying the equipment. The hard part is building an organization that performs every single day. Experience, scalable systems, and trust are built over time. So in my view, this isn't about promises. One option you're considering tonight is based on expectations. The other is based on evidence, and that's TDS. You already know what TDS delivers. Staff already knows, residents and businesses already know. 5 years of a performance in El Campo, 50 years in the business. Every successful small business reaches a point where they're ready to take the next step. That's a wonderful thing. But that step affects almost 4,000 families and hundreds of businesses. I would encourage you all to ask this simple question: which decision presents the least risk for the citizens of El Campo? I hope that our 5 years of proven performance answer that question for you all tonight. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you. That is all the public comments that we receive this time. So at this time, we're gonna move on to item number 5, consideration of and action on item number 1, which is authorize the selection of a solid waste service provider and authorize the city manager or designee to begin a 5-year contract negotiations.
Mayor,
Councilman?
Mayor, since last week, I've been thinking about this progress of awarding a solid waste contract. I've come to the conclusion that letting the companies rebid is not a good business practice. I served 9 years on the school board, now 7+ years on city council. I've never seen this done before. In my opinion, this is totally unfair to the best bid, which is, I think, from Trust Waste Solutions. For example, the senior citizen discount. TDS could have done this every year for the last 5 years, and they didn't. Now, all of a sudden, after seeing Trust Waste's proposal of a senior citizen discount, they jump up and said, we can do that. Too late. Trust Waste Solutions will open the landfill 4.5 days per week instead of 2.5 days. They will pick up 3 cubic yards of brush once a week instead of monthly. They will pick up 2 bulk items every week. Trust Waste also has openly stated they will hire the current staff, or they will try to hire the current staff of TDS if awarded the contract. Lastly, they will also allow up to 1 trash bag on top of the poly cart. There's a lot of times after holidays and functions at your home where your poly cart is full. Putting another bag on top of it would be a great plus, in my opinion. This all provides more bang for the buck. Now to the concerns of Councilman Kloblitz about the Trust Waste increasing the size of their company by 96%. In my opinion, that's not a bad thing. That's quite the opposite, in my opinion. A larger, locally owned company will be a greater benefit for El Campo. This means more dollars to circulate through our local economy, up to 4 times as what the CDC and Chamber of Commerce stated last meeting. Lastly, Kelly told us at the last meeting that Trust Waste Solutions is not only a member of the Chamber of Commerce, they're an active and very helpful member of the Chamber of Commerce. Kelly also told us that told this council that TDS is not a member of the Chamber of Commerce. In 5 years, wouldn't you have thought they could have given a little bit back to the community? That being, now I would like to, last week, Trust Waste gave all of these letters of recommendation to our council to read, but we got them about 5 minutes before the meeting started, so we didn't have time to read these. So after reading these letters of recommendation, the letters are not only from his bank, his customers, multiple businesses and community leaders. This letter did not get to council in time for us to study. We now have had a chance to read these for a whole week and call the customers, call the banks, do our homework, basically. Now I ask the city council around this table, if choose El Campo first, it's just or shop El Campo, it's just a slogan, or will we practice what we preach? That being said, I will now make a motion to award Trust Waste Solutions a 5-year contract as the City of El Campo Solid Waste Company.
We got a motion on the floor to authorize the selection of solid waste service provider to TWS to begin a 5-year contract negotiation. We got a motion on the floor.
Second.
We got a second.
Yes. I would like to do that so that it opens it up for discussion. Is that correct?
Correct.
Last week, Councilman Hodges was given the opportunity to bring some people to the podium and ask questions. And he asked for permission to do that, and it was granted. So I'm asking the same permission. May I have Mr. Griffin come to the podium and ask him questions, and ask questions of the city manager? I have a few questions that I need cleared up as I navigate through this process of voting for one of these 3 companies.
Well, we did award Mr. Hodges to do that last meeting, so we'll go ahead and grant you the same.
Okay. Mr. Griffin? I'm going to refer to the same letters of recommendation, and I think that is just absolutely awesome that the community came together, put together some letters like this here, and I read every one of them. I do every council meeting, I read all of it. What stood out to me is Grace Point. One of them, I mean, they highly recommended, but it said that 4 years ago that TWS came in a critical role for waste removal needs. Is Grace Point a local entity? Is it inside the city limits?
It is.
Okay. Have you, I mean, with the exclusivity?
Yeah, they should not have been picked up by TWS,
Okay.
according to the existing contract we have with TDS.
Okay.
That is the contract that was authorized by council in 2021. I'll remind everyone that I'm answering these questions as factual as I can based on the existing contract.
I want it known that
Nobody gets to talk.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
You don't interrupt the meeting.
Then I have another one.
And if it was before 2021, we did not receive the franchise fee tax, and that, unfortunately, Sarah was your finance director prior to that period, so I know we didn't receive the franchise fee.
Okay. Tough Country is another one that gave their recommendation. And they talk about, and I just know that they're at 112 East Jackson. What I don't know is if they do business anywhere else but there. I don't know if there's an outside place where TDS was able to do services for them, but they talk about routine roll-off services inside their city limit. I don't know that I'm going to say anything necessarily about Lost Lagoon because I think maybe there's an agreement between TDS and them. I think that, and now I want to bring that up though, an agreement with the current waste management company, if they are in agreement with that, That's an agreement, and it's their prerogative to do that. I am not concerned with I'm coming to a question for you. I think we've all agreed that it's very competitive. Pricing is competitive. It's almost negligible. Local, in my opinion, is not El Campo local, it's Wharton local. I have still not heard whether or not some of the other companies buy their tires and diesel and fuel here, whether they do or don't. One thing I do know is that each one of these companies are very familiar with the line item that says roll-off exclusivity. And it's yes, yes, yes. Everyone in this industry knows what that means. My question to you, Mr. Griffin, over the past 5 years, have you had to, and I'm not asking questions about what company right now at all, have you had to write cease and desist letters to other waste management companies from bringing roll-offs into this city?
Yes, and it's because throughout our exclusive 4 years and 9 months of roll-offs and compactors, we frequently find, we get reported, and I usually get a picture of another company's roll-offs here in town. And one of the things that has not been mentioned is that, you know, we are a very straightforward company. We believe in integrity. And so it's very hard for a city to manage things like roll-offs because they have to be billed by the vendor. It's too much difficulty for the city to do that because they're all call-in basis.
That's way more of the information than I need.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, James. No, I'm not finished. That was more information on that question than what I needed. How recently have you had to write cease and desist letters?
I believe it was in April.
More than one company?
Yes.
Different companies that have come in here?
Oh, no, not different companies, no. No, only one.
Is it okay if I ask which company that is? I'd like to. Who were the cease and desist letters written to?
Trust Waste.
So I want to conclude with this. I like the fact that a small company is coming in. I like the fact that they have built over 10 years a business base of about 5,000 customers. I don't need to be perfect on these numbers. I like that fact. And I like the fact that they're local. I do have a little bit of an issue about redundancy of their business because if something happens to their local establishment, I mean, where's the next place to call? What I do have concerns about is business practice. Thank you very much.
Mayor, may I ask Trust Waste to rebut that, to give his side of the story?
Sure.
Our secretary's getting first round on her face.
I was prepared for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
So he's correct. We do bring roll-offs in town. The 2 cease and desist letters that we received were from roll-offs that were donated to residents after the windstorm that made a disaster in this town. As you can see right in front of you, there's emails proving that we are contacted from a company that actually the landfill contacted us because PDS said they cannot haul the asbestos coming out of the Coca-Cola plant. So what was Coca-Cola supposed to do? Just shut down operations? The landfill called us, told them, hey, this is a closed city, we can't go in there. They said CDS has already sent emails saying that they cannot haul the asbestos. There's the proof right there. The only time we come in here is when the residents need us. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Are you ready for discussion of this motion?
Yes, sir.
My concern, I'm not trying to advocate one company or the other, but My concern is the idea of awarding a contract and then negotiating the terms. I think we ought to have a set proposal of terms that we want to change. If the council members want to modify something in the contract, we ought to do that before we, and have an agreement with the various bidders or proposers, and know what they're willing to do and what we can get into before we award a contract. It doesn't make much sense to me to negotiate with a company after you've given them a contract.
That is correct, Mr. Hancock.
Well, we wouldn't be giving them the contract until a later meeting, Mr. Hancock.
Well, then, but if they don't agree to it, you've got to start this whole process over again. And pick somebody else and then negotiate with them. It just seems to me like you'd have a solid proposal that you'd want everybody to agree to before you, or not agree to.
And for the record, I do believe Mr. Hodges intended that in his motion with TWS, is to accept the proposal as presented. So the contract would be drawn off of this.
Okay, that's just my discussion of this
Yes,
whole
sir.
process. Thank you.
Am I understanding that correctly, council member?
From the,
The
yes,
proposal they submitted?
yes,
Sir.
not the ones that we just got back from
Yes.
the original one.
Well, I don't believe that TWS changed.
Well, okay, but all that I see that changed was the cap, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But it didn't for TWS, if I'm right.
That confuses me.
So,
Because what we've been asked to do is to begin a 5-year contract negotiation. Your motion says that we're taking what's in here and calling it good, no further negotiation.
No, I think he's authorizing us to enter a contract based on.
Key deal points.
Yes, sir. Yes.
key deal points.
Key deal points.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, we got a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any further discussion? Haley, is there something?
Do we have?
Do we have what?
Any what?
Abstentions?
Oh, I will, on this motion, due to a conflicting business interest, I will vote to abstain.
Okay, we got one councilman that is voting to abstain from voting at this time.
For the reason?
Hmm?
The reason?
Because I am involved with the
bank. Okay,
business
I got it now.
that would be
Don't
that is involved with this company.
Any further discussion? All in favor for authorizing the selection of solid waste service to Trust Waste Solutions as presented? Raise your right hand. All opposed? Motion is denied. Now we'll go to any other motions?
I make a motion that we accept the proposal from TDS and to then enter into contract with them. Is that properly said?
That we would, go ahead, Ronnie.
You could try to be consistent with his motion.
Okay.
Consistent with the
So
term sheet.
what did he say?
We would be,
Okay, let me do that. I make a motion to authorize the selection of a solid waste service provider and authorize city manager or designee to begin a 5-year contract negotiations with TDS.
we got a motion. We need a second. Motion and second on the floor to authorize the selection of solid waste service to TDS. All in favor? Or any discussion? Any discussion? Sorry.
You get us out of here, Mayor?
I don't think he has to, the motion failed. That's
Okay,
no
that's what
longer
I'm
an issue.
about to ask that
It's no
question.
longer
Thank
an
you.
issue.
I don't have a conflict with this motion.
You do not know because it failed.
Any further discussion? All in favor? To pass.
You didn't ask him.
You need a vote.
Well, I had one,
No abstention.
No
You have to ask
abstentions.
we, nays? Yeah, noes. 1, 2. 5 to 2.
No.
Well, this concludes.
We've already entered into, we will be entering into negotiations. It's been awarded.
It's been awarded to TDS, and this time this meeting is adjourned.
Because we should get that.